Conversions, conversions, conversions. Today's Tuesday Tweaks. Store wanted to get better conversions in their Shopify store. Don't blame them, most of us do. But the code was getting in the way. Page load speed is bogging it down, and the font's not right for the target audience. We're going to talk about those things. Jeff Hardy from Task Husky. Welcome to Tuesday Tweaks.
Today we are talking about Ease Living, the website Ease Living. Allison submitted this website, and you know what? It's a pretty nice website. It looks clean. Everything in e-commerce, you have to always remember who your audience is. Step number one, always know who you're talking to. In this case, Allison at Ease Living is marketing towards seniors. So, a couple things. First of all, I love the way it's laid out. It's easy to see. It's not complicated. It's very intuitive. That's great. When I first came in, this message popped up. You guys all know, if you've seen me do these before, you know that I love it when people do a good job of trying to get email addresses. Email marketing is vital, especially as we approach the Christmas season. This is no exception. It's easy to read, nice premium if they get their email address. So it works for me. That's nice. So good job. When I arrived on mobile, here it is in mobile. You can see the email prompt for the 10% off works really well, pops up quickly on mobile devices as well. I was testing it on my iPhone 6S today. So again, nice job on the email marketing. Once that's done, the click through, main page pops up. That's all great. All right, couple things. Remember, since you are marketing to seniors, I'm gonna make one more quick suggestion. One of the ways that's important to when you're marketing to seniors is you have to take and start considering different things, the physiological changes. Sometimes websites refer to this as a term accessibility. Accessibility reflects itself in many, many ways, but in your case, we're specifically talking about this font size. I think these fonts need to be a little bit bigger in your menu dropdowns. Also, that they need to be a little bit bigger here in these descriptions. So I've got two things for you, all right? On your, not just on your homepage, across your site. Your menus need to have bigger fonts, and the paragraphs you have, like this one right here, target 50 to 70 words max per paragraph and make the font a couple of point sizes bigger. People will feel more comfortable on your site. And when you do that, if you make this font just a little bit bigger and target 50 words if you can, no more than 70 words, this entire paragraph will fit on a small phone screen without a problem. Test it. Make sure it works for you the way, adjust that font size, because you want to try to make these paragraphs fit in one, so you don't have to scroll to read. You can scroll to a paragraph, read the entire paragraph, scroll to the next paragraph. People are more comfortable doing it that way, especially people of middle age and up, right? And that's your target market. Next, okay, so I was scrolling through the site and I was clicking on products. As soon as I got past this homepage, I bumped into something right away. Let me show you what I bumped into. This is the page that I clicked on first. I used the menu to try to come here, but I didn't get to see this right away. This page loaded really, really slow. The images didn't appear. Now, I tested it on mobile as well. I thought maybe there's something wrong with my internet connection here. But you can see, images aren't there. None of them are. Now, 9 times out of 10, when I see that, it's a problem in the way the images are being called. The images are getting called from an extraneous or third-party web service, or the images are too large. They weren't formatted properly, so they're really slow to load. But that's not the case here, Allison. It's absolutely not the case. I tested this image. Look, see this image right here? This one right here. That's this image right here, right? I pulled it down. It's only 12K. This thing's been totally optimized to display here on your site. The size of the image isn't a problem. So I thought, what the heck? What could it possibly be? But after a while, far too long, the images all of a sudden appeared. So what does it look like when I dig into the code? This is what it looks like. And I want to show you things. This is a inspect code and inspect element functionality. Most browsers have them. You probably do too. And if you don't know it, I noticed this. See that little exclamation point that told me there were 2 errors on this particular page. Things were wrong. Well, and I got to figure out what that is. A little more digging. Right here. Look at that. This is a big no-no. It's a 404 error. See that? 404. 404 error. This is like kind of it means that whatever your website's trying to call a page that no longer exists, the server's not responding, it can't find it. And you know what? Has to do with something about widgets. Has nothing to do with your images. So this tells me there's 2 problems here. Now I know you're really interested in conversions. I'm telling you right now, this is the first problem you have to solve. Do this first. If your page is loading slow, you got to figure out why. In your case, there's a lot of broken code. And it wasn't just this page. For multiple pages, as I tried to click from page to page, I came across things just like this. I think it's a repeated problem. It could be the same 2 problems. That's something a developer needs to figure out. Maybe one of the developers at TaskHusky can help find your way. You can make this a project for them. They can tell you what's broken. Now, 2 things need to be done here. The first thing is this widget needs to be fixed. Now, there's 2 possibilities. I've seen many, many sites where they had a widget or they had an add-on or they had an app, they had something on the site that they were using, and then they canceled the subscription. They're not using it anymore, but they forget to uninstall it, right? You can't just cancel. Maybe you're paying $4.95 a month or $9.95 a month for something, and you say, you know what, I'm not getting any value, so you just cancel the service. The problem being is if you don't uninstall it, the code that you put in your website is still running. It's still running, and your website's calling and saying, hey, we can't phone home. I'm ET, we can't phone home. And it wastes time, makes your page load slow. Maybe that's the case, or maybe the widget's just broken for some other reason. No matter what, whatever these widgets are, you got to either get them fixed or get them uninstalled. Figure out what's wrong. Developer needs to do that for you. The next thing is things on websites tend to load in an order. You know, when we run sophisticated performance reports for websites to make sure they're really firing off crisp, we actually run what's called a waterfall report. It lists everything that's in the code in the order that things are being done. Well, when you have your widgets, especially when you're selling products and services that are visual, and your products are visual, right? And especially when you want to do business on mobile devices, you got to make those images. Anything the customer sees has to happen first, right? So what the problem here is that these widgets, broken or not, are trying to load before your images are. That's a no-no. Well, it's not like a tragic no-no that sends you into purgatory, but it's something that I don't recommend. What you need to do is make sure that images, anything the customer sees, loads first, even if widgets are taking and loading in the background. So I know you're interested in conversions. I think that these page loads are impacting your conversions. That's my first hypothesis. I think you need to fix it. So you need to first fix your widgets or remove them. And then any widgets that you have running or apps or add-on items, make sure that whatever the customer sees, logos, icons, images, text, that loads first. Does that make sense? If you need trouble, one of our developers can explain it to you. But I hope I was clear. I've seen this before. Don't worry. It's fixable. All right. It's not catastrophic, but this needs to be tweaked. What else did I do? I did walk through your buying process, and you're kind of concerned about that. It works fine. I'm going to compliment you on something as I go through. Here, I was going to pretend to buy these socks, mainly because they're purple, and I like purple. So here they are. You gave me options to pay: Apple Pay, PayPal, and Google Pay. I like all of these. Here's my philosophy on this for you, Allison, and for everybody else out there. You're all making choices about, you're evaluating how people pay, how people buy, how they're, and there's different costs associated with different things. Some credit card services charge 2.75%, and PayPal charges whatever they charge you, and Apple Pay, their share with them is this, and it's all different amounts. And you look at that, you think, holy mackerel, you know what? It's confusing. Here's my philosophy on this. When you're worried about conversions, don't worry about how they pay. Just worry about getting them to pay. I say let the customer pay any way they want to. If it's a secure transaction, if they're doing something with a credit card or a debit card or American Express or Discover or Visa or MasterCard or Google, whatever, my opinion, when you're starting out and you're trying to get conversions, don't let payment methodology get in the way of conversions. Does that make sense? Now, let me tell you my personal buying pattern. I like when I'm dealing with a new merchant who I've not done business with before, I really like using my PayPal account. Just click PayPal. Boom. You have it here. That's great. Once that's been done for a while, I'll go to a credit card. Piece of cake. I may even keep a credit card on file with certain merchants once I trust them. But I want to start with the PayPal. Point is, everybody's different. Maybe some people like Apple Pay. Some people like Google Pay. Some people only use their Capital One Visa card because it gets them, cash back. Some people only use their American Express card, even though it's more expensive with the merchant. Some people like it because it gets them better travel benefits. Point is, if your target is conversions, don't worry about payment methods yet. Get your conversions happening, then tweak your payment methods. See if you can incentivize them or take one off and experiment. First step, get your conversions. Okay, that's it. Allison, you're doing some good things here. Love your email. There's other things that we don't have time for. This is a 10-minute deal. Get your page speed fixed. Get your pages fully loading right now and get your fonts a little bit bigger. That's it for this time. Hey guys, this is fun. I love doing these. Love working with you folks. Our goal, this is free. We're trying to help everybody succeed in the Shopify ecosystem. This is our way of trying to help. Hope you appreciate it, and we'll see you next Tuesday. Bye for now.